This essay is about a friend of mine whose name is Chris, and some of the suggestions that he has given me. Um, when I'm in trouble and can't figure out things, I write to or I go out to breakfast or lunch with Chris. I call him my thinker. It's like Rodin's thinker. And we know each other well enough that we're kind of on the same page. At least he knows where I'm heading. And several weeks ago, I was emailing him about problems I was having and issues that I couldn't quite figure out. And so I asked him, I said, I just need to go out to breakfast or lunch with you and discuss these, what I call my hauntings. And he's read about all these, many of these hauntings. He knows that the trip to Myanmar, where I spent a month in what used to be called Burma, of all the world traveling that I have done, I've spent over 2 years in toto. If you take all the trips and put them together, I've spent more than 2 years overseas, and I have seen a good chunk of the world. But the most transformative trip that I have ever done was my trip to Myanmar, what used to be called Burma. It did change my life. He also is fully aware of my dancing with death a couple times. We've talked about that numerous times. Talked about Randy Posh's last lecture, on and on. I've also talked about other hauntings that I've had. Jack and Owen, who are my 2 young grandchildren, are part of my hauntings. I don't know how to, I have dozens of reasons why they are so significant to me. It wouldn't take a half a nanosecond for me to give up my life for either one of those to protect those 2 children. And I've written about this many times also, about why they are so significant. Partly having to do with Dance with Death. Part of it has to do with having 2 grandfathers that played with me, and I obviously enjoyed the time I had with them, but they both died prior to me becoming around 5, and I have no real memories of either one of them. And so over breakfast or lunch, we went over my hauntings. And I also said that, what I really want to do is sit down with somebody on a regular basis and talk to that person about my hauntings, and talk to them about things that interest me and things that I can't figure out. Chris knew full well that I was talking to somebody, a female, somebody my age, about life. And Chris has the ability, like I do, of saying something impertinent to an honest request. And he said, well, I would suggest going to talk to a psychotherapist on a weekly basis. So instead of going to a psychotherapist, I talked to Chris, and he suggested that I need to write love letters to my family, to my friends, to the world, and compile them and put them in a book. While I'm haunting that question about writing another book, I've already written a book about antiques talking to me, and wasn't able to get that published. So I'm not too sure about love letters to my family and the world. But trust me, I am thinking about it. And so this video and this essay is about my hauntings. And my guess is that I'm not the only person that has the hauntings. Everybody has things that they want to address in life, but don't know quite how to do it, or when to do it, or don't have the Weltanschauung, the worldview of how to do what they need to do. And therefore, while this essay is about me, it's also about you. And if you are wise, you would listen to the thinker, Chris. In the meantime, take care, but at least think about and address your hauntings. I am. And it will benefit me, and I guarantee you it will benefit you. Take care, and good luck.